Today is July 14th. Do a quick walk through the garden. The grapes apparently have black rot, which is a fungus, and my husband read up on it. I did not, so I'm going to take his word for it. Apparently they're a total loss. I don't see it, but like I said, I don't know anything about it. Those are those grapes. Walk down here to the beds. This bed, I took all the lettuce and the radishes out because it's getting too hot for them now. And the Swiss chard's still really small. I think maybe the soil in this bed is spent, so I'll probably amend it and then I'll put things in it for my fall bed. So it's kind of nice to have basically a whole, bed to work with for my fall garden. And here, these Swiss chard are still pretty small. And these radishes here, I don't really expect to get much from them. It's too hot for radishes right now. Kale's still doing good. Eating a lot off of it. And the zucchini aren't doing as well as I expected. I actually had to pull one out because it was all infested with some little gray bugs. I'm not exactly sure what it was. There is a little zucchini on there, but I've only gotten one so far, and I had 5 plants, so it's a little bit unusual for zucchini. I took the lettuces out except for this one here. But I'm not eating off of it because it's obviously bolted and bitter. And I put in 2 basil plants that I got on clearance. My bay plant doing wonderful, really bushing out, looks good. And then here, these are the pepper plants that I put in, the last pepper plants, and they had these baby bell peppers on them, and I didn't take them off, and so you can see this plant is completely disintegrated into nothing. And they're still pretty small. I should have taken the fruit off, but I did not. So my kale's doing okay. I had to pull off some cabbage moth worms, which is the first I've seen this year. So I caught them pretty early, so they didn't do too much damage. I've been eating off of the kale. I kind of mix it. Ooh. Sorry, garbage truck going down my street. I kind of mix all the kale so I get a little bit of each. So this is like blue Scotch kale. This is Toscano kale, and then the other was red Russian kale. And these tomato plants I put in later, but they've really caught up. They're cherry tomatoes, so they make fruit pretty easily compared to like a beefsteak. So there are some little tomatoes on there. And then my big boy tomato here, I already ate one off of it, and then I got 2 more coming due. And these are delicious. These are, big beef is what it's called. And my sunflowers have been blooming, and they're already making seeds and bringing a lot of bugs, so it did exactly what I wanted it to do. And let's see, I got a couple peppers over here. My padron pepper plant looks really good, lots of peppers on it. And then my Hungarian wax pepper. And then here I have my other 2 tomato plants. There's actually quite a few tomatoes on this one. This is the Florida hybrid. So there's, I don't know, maybe 20 tomatoes, and they're big. And then this other one, the sausage, there's some also turning pink. Hoping to make salsa out of this one, or tomato sauce, I'm not sure. Ooh. Sorry, I got a baby on my chest, so she's a little wiggly. And then this is a giant sunflower. I think this is a mammoth. I had kind of a seed mix, so that's why I got the dark ones and the little ones. I think this one's a mammoth one. You can see how big the stalk is. The point of putting them here by my tomato cages was to give them a little bit of stability in the wind and stuff. But really, I think this sunflower's holding up this far tomato cage. So it works, right? This is a sweet bell pepper. Lots of peppers, and I've had a couple off here. They're really good. And my cherry bomb has one pepper starting to ripen. Ooh, it's okay. Anaheim peppers, got lots of peppers, lots of dill. This is my crazy cucumber patch. I plant cucumbers every once in a while. I get a wild hair. They never do well. This year they're actually doing well. So I got the cucumbers and the dill to make pickles. I have a batch fermenting on my counter right now, but you can see I got cucumbers, cucumbers, lots of flowers, lots of bees, so really encouraged by that. Here's a bee. I think a couple of my neighbors have hives, so I actually do pretty well with honeybees. You know, not lacking for them, so that's good. And here's some kale getting eaten up by the cucumber. I left a lot of space for my zucchini and they didn't do well. I threw these cucumbers in here expecting them to do well, and they're taking over this whole bed, so that's what you get. So here's some more of the Toscano kale. And this eggplant, since the very beginning, has had this damage on the leaf, like flea beetle damage. But the plant still seems to be doing okay. Sorry, Boo-Boo, come on. And you can see some baby eggplants on there. Okay. She doesn't like when I squat down. Here is mint bed. We completely cut it down, otherwise it gets out of hand. So cut it down, you can see it's already coming back. I put in, this is a pineapple sage. I got it on clearance, so it's a little leggy, but hopefully it grows to a nice sized bush that may attract butterflies. Here's the mint. I cut it out. I put it in here. Well, my husband did it for me because I don't want to compost it or else my compost will turn into a mint bed. Here's my rhubarb, and then this is my newest. This is a horseradish. Got fig tree here, and this one down here, the Italian honey fig, has figs on it. Still pretty small, but the one he had last year stayed pretty small, and it still gave us quite a few figs. You can see the figs on there. See if I can zoom so I don't have to squat down. And then I think last time I did garden update, my husband said, "You didn't show my hops," so here's the hops. Still not doing much of anything, but there they are. This other grape and all these little grapes apparently all have black rot. But, you know, they have leaves on them, so that's actually more than I would expect for, you know, first year transplants. They're looking pretty good. Strawberry bed. There's some June bearing strawberries in here, so it's actually going to get a second crop of strawberries, it seems. There's one right there, turning pink. And then that's an okra, and that, I don't know, hot pepper, habanero or something. This fig tree's still not coming up. The okra is doing really good. We've had a few. We usually eat them raw when they come, just a few at a time, or put them on the grill. They're really good that way. And tomato plants. And here's an okra flower. Let's see if I can get a good shot of this. These are really pretty. They're like hibiscus flowers. This okra flower. And he has a little, oops, I'm walking backwards. He has this asparagus, still the same. He's got a little watermelon on his little watermelon vine. If you can see that. So, the sun is on my viewfinder, so hopefully you can see. And he's got a cucumber vine too, with a cucumber. Little tomatoes. I think some of these are volunteer tomatoes. We had sun gold tomatoes that volunteered like crazy a couple years, and I think we're still getting some, and we haven't purposefully planted them in many years. So there's actually a tomato here. This is a tree stump, and we throw some yard waste and compost on it to help it decompose. And there's a tomato in it, tomato growing, and it even has little baby tomatoes. So this might, I'm guessing this is probably a sun gold tomato as well. There's not much going on out front. The birds have left. The baby birds have flown the coop, and I got a little bit of footage of them when they were hatched, so I'll put that here in the end. But thanks for watching.
so glad you decided to check out my video today. If you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. If you want to check out the description box, I'll put links to my Facebook and my Pinterest account so you can follow me there. And thanks so much for watching.